Life at Cyber, let's do it.
With Let's Tech 2, and I like that one.
It was a little corny. I get it.
It's how he said it.
Let's Tech 2 it.
Today we're interviewing our esteemed CEO, Josh, aka Spanish. He's gonna be in the hot seat while we ask him questions about his personal life, his professional life, and the size of his waist.
Large.
It's at least a 34.
Oh, it hasn't been
Probably-
a 34 since like high school.
Probably 38.
It hovers between 36 and 38.
Well, why don't we get this kicked off? I think a lot of our viewers don't necessarily know a lot about Josh. Josh, do you want to give us a quick rundown of your story? Where are you from? Who are you?
Story.
Why do we care about you? Just kidding.
Yeah, what's
We
your
love
origin?
you.
He also edits everything for us, so that's why we care about him.
So, born and raised in New York. You guys know this. Grew up as a single child. Oh my god, I'm throwing
You
this
suck
one
at
in the
this.
gutter already.
By the
You are
way,
so
you-
bad at
Wow.
talking about yourself.
Wow, I am.
You're really bad at using the New York accent too. So can you
Oh, yeah.
put some more?
I'm here from
work
New
into
York.
it? Thank you.
I'm actually from Long Island, so I gotta have this long G. I like bagels and pizza. No, seriously though. Yeah, from New York. Went to Glen Cove High School, home of a few different people. Ashanti, that's probably the most famous person from my high school. Went to Colorado, where I met you schmucks. Basically, I went out there for college. I figured if I'm going to leave New York for a while, college is the right time to do it. So I did. Took a chance on this little town called Pueblo, even though I think it's the fourth largest city in Colorado. Got educated with you guys a little bit in technology, which I've had lots of love for actually since I was in high school. Had my first computer, I think, in 8th grade. Windows 98. Now I'm aging myself a bit here.
Second edition or first?
Ooh, I don't remember. Actually, no, my first computer might have been 95, and I put 98 on it.
Like, did it blue screen when you plugged in a USB device or no?
I think it was a PS2 device at the time. Oh, man, that's old.
No, we don't mean PlayStation 2 for
No.
you youngins. It's fine.
These little purple ones for keyboard, a little green one for mouse. And, the old parallel cables for our printers. Oh, God. USB. You're my savior. Met my wife, actually, out in Colorado, even though we're both from New York. She came to visit, actually, with my cousin. They were close friends. My cousin was actually with her brother at the time. So it's a little bit of a weird connection, but it worked out really well for us because now I'm back in New York with 4 kids. And I'm still doing my thing, doing security, love it. Doing baseball with my kids now versus myself, loving it. Just loving life.
Did you always do cybersecurity once you got out of college? Was there an in between?
Oh, there was definitely an in between. Like the rest of us, I started as help desk. Kind of got my feet wet there. Kind of a proving ground. Kind of learning and moving my way up from the bottom, which I think I like. And I think in my career, all my favorite managers are ones that also did the same. I've had some managers that kind of just jumped into management and they just didn't get it. Had a lot of butting heads with those managers.
Let's go into those managers. What were their names? What companies did they work with?
Oh, they know who they are.
I'm just kidding. Go watch it.
So you moved to New York, back from Colorado. Whose idea was that first, yours or your wife's?
I think we both had the idea. We had our first kid, and we wanted to be closer to family. And
Was I not family enough for you?
You are family.
Was Kitty not family enough for you?
However, this kid had grandparents, one of which has passed since then.
So when you moving
So-
back?
When they're off to college, that's when I'll consider my next move. Right now, they're enthralled and connected in their schools. There's just no way I'm moving again, unless it's within the same town.
I like that word enthralled. Josh, can you define that for me?
No, I can't.
There's an archaic definition, which is to enslave.
Yeah, that sounds about right. We're
But
enslaved.
it actually means capture the fascinated attention of. But I wanted to call that out. That it's kind of it's a unique word that.
If
I'm
used
just-
incorrectly.
I'm just trying to throw shade about how you raise your kids.
Yes, they're my slaves. Actually, no, I baby my kids a little too much. I'll admit it.
I think that's
Definitely
a generational issue.
It
for
is.
Hassel.
It is. I try not to because it's, I always like to say that people like to complain that kids these days are lazy. And I'm like, yeah, guess who raised them? You did. So stop complaining.
It's because we were raised that we want to give our kids greater and better things than what we had.
Oh, yeah.
When in reality, our parents were doing the same exact thing, giving us greater and better things than what they had.
Yeah, I try to check myself every now and then and say, you know what? I didn't have much and I turned out pretty good. So maybe I don't need to get them this or get them that.
No, I think I can honestly say out of this quorum, I was probably the most spoiled child. But all of you love my mom, so there is that.
So, Josh, you said that one of the things you do is baseball. How'd you get started with that? Was it Little League? Was it when did you get into it?
So I got into it as a kid. Like I said, I kind of grew up an only child. Grew up with my mother and my grandmother raising me, and I've thought about this a lot in my time. And I think there was a small part of me because I knew my father at the time was huge into baseball from the Dominican Republic, so the entire damn country is. And I think it was almost a small part of me that wanted to use that as a way to connect, with that side of my family that I didn't see much. And it was just a game that I, kind of just fell in love with. So I played it all through little leagues from T-ball all the way through high school. Fortunately, wasn't good enough for a college to recruit me. And in all honesty, I wasn't. Also, one thing I did learn right after high school was that I needed glasses. And that's probably why my I got worse as time went on, as well as just being outskilled. But I kind of bring that up because there was a year with Josh, my oldest, where he struggled all through spring. Then we find out he needed glasses himself, which was kind of funny to me. And first day he had his glasses, he hits his first home run. So I thought it was just like, wow, glasses could really make a difference in a game like that. But yeah, I've been playing it my whole life. I actually coached out in Colorado for a little while, the Scorpions out in Pueblo. That was well before I had my own kids. And it was kind of a fun experience. I just like sharing my love for the game. And now I do it with my own kids and with their friends. And it's fun, but it's exhausting.
I never hear you talk about animals. Did you ever have pets growing up?
No, I always wanted a dog, though.
You always wanted a dog?
I lived in an
dog
apartment
now?
where it sure wasn't allowed. No, I have 4 kids. I don't really have the mental space or time or patience for a dog or
That's
any
what
pet
Allie's
right now.
for.
Kids are just advanced pets. It's fine.
Yeah, pretty much true.
Yeah.
How does one get into coaching? Like, were you invited into that? Did you seek it out? Like, how do you even get started with that?
So I seeked it out. At the time I was working at Vestas, and our HR director, God, I can't remember her name, but she was super nice. And she was very involved in the town of Pueblo. She knew a lot of people. And I kind of just approached her. I was like, hey, you seem to know a lot of people in this town. And I would love to get into coaching. Can you get me connected? She's like, yeah, great. I'll get you connected. And then they got me connected to this coach who didn't really have an assistant. And we spoke on the phone. He was like, "Yeah, come on down, help us out." Had fun playing with the kids. Trying to throw as hard as I can to these kids, and they love the challenge. Some of them can hit it, some of them couldn't. But it was around the 12-year-old age group, which my oldest is now at. So it was just a fun little experience. It was just fun.
What's your maximum speed for your throw? Is it like 75 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour?
I have no idea what it is now. I think in high school, I probably maxed out. I think it was like 86, 87.
That's pretty solid.
It's solid, but yeah, it wasn't good enough. I mean, it doesn't help that we had a guy that actually got drafted. He was throwing like 95 in high school,
Jesus.
which is insane.
Do you ever have any injuries from it?
No,
Oh,
I
lucky.
did. Maybe like
No.
pulled, like twisted an ankle, but nothing like serious.
It's because baseball isn't a very athletic sport.
It is very fast
I'm going to
twitch
stand
movements.
here and wait for the ball to come at me. Oh, I missed it.
Shannon,
wait
you know what's
again.
not a super athletic sport? It's the sport that I've done, which is bowling.
Esports? Oh.
Leave esports alone.
Esports is more athletic than bowling, probably.
Curling? So is New York style pizza the best type of pizza?
Oh, it's not a style. It's like a lifestyle. Yes, definitely is.
It's a lifestyle. Do you have a favorite place?
I do. We actually had it the other day. Fatusco's. It's actually at a town over. Very good
Okay.
pizza.
Hold on, I need you to elaborate on this lifestyle thing, because to me, pizza is just like what you do when you hate yourself, which for me is like weekly.
No, I mean, we love our pizza here. I think it's a fact that just whenever we visit other states and other places, we just can't find it. It's like one of those things when I went to Pueblo and had 8 years in Colorado, like pizzerias just didn't match. You guys don't really have delis the way we do. Long Island loves their bacon, egg, and cheese. We actually call it a Beck. And we love our bagels. Like there's just a lot of different things that we make here that it's just hard to miss. We never get an exact match. Like we've had Einstein bagels, we've had a bunch of different things, and we've had some places actually in Denver that came close but never quite hit the spot. A lot of people like to say it's the water, but I'm like, maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know.
Do they have green chilies there to put on the pizzas?
We don't. Not at all.
Say water for me again.
Water.
How do you spell that? WADAH?
Nah, 2 T's.
2 T's.
Water. Actually, no, there is a D in there, I guess, the way I'm saying it.
Wow.
Did you ever try Anthony's Pizza when you were in Denver?
Maybe.
It's the only place I know that like tries to say they're New York style. They've got the big slices that you have to fold and then it like drips in grease. I can't eat there.
Yeah, Angelo's does that too down on the Riverwalk.
Yeah. Angelo's wasn't bad. It was a valiant effort.
Hold on, I have to see your reaction to this. I think Domino's is good.
I don't have much of a reaction because surprisingly, and I like to tell Josh it's the Pueblo in him, but my oldest Josh loves his Domino's. It's like his fallback. He's like, let's get Domino's tonight. I'm like, you live in New York, you weirdo. Get out of here.
Hard work. So the next town over, is that where you grew up? Is that where you found your place?
I'm living in Kings Park, so I'm in a whole different county to where I grew up. We're further out east, so we're definitely more suburb, I should say, more suburb. The houses are a little bit more spread apart. So the closer you get to the city, the closer the houses seem to get closer and closer to each other, unless you're in the like wealthy areas.
So you grew up in the wealthy area?
No, I didn't. I personally didn't. I lived in an apartment complex where I grew up. So, but there were definitely wealthy areas of my town. Every town seems to have one. Kings Park seems to be a little bit more on the even side. We have a town next door that's very wealthy, but
the apartment complex like Trump Towers or something?
No, it's a lot smaller. It was like 3 floors. It wasn't anything crazy like that.
I gotta ask you this. I was told to ask you this. Is it true that you watch Love is Blind?
Yes, I do.
God, you're gay. I can't say that. You are very not manly, is what you are. Um, I'm
No, but
supposed
I
to
am a
ask.
husband,
I'm
and it's
supposed
something
to.
I do for my wife.
Anybody can be a husband. Just gonna throw that out there. Anybody can do it.
Well, I asked you, Shannon. I said tax, but you didn't want it, so
Oh,
I
yeah,
gotta
I
go
know.
find somebody else.
So, do you think that Chelsea from Love is Blind looks like Megan Fox?
No. Funny
That is
enough, I remember watching that. I think Allie went into the bathroom at that moment in time. And I'm just sitting there watching, and I'm like, maybe more Khloe Kardashian than Megan Fox. But that
no idea
was
what
my
you're
only
talking
reaction to that. She does
about.
not look like Megan Fox. I don't.
I have no idea what you're talking
It.
about right now.
I'm sure it has it not popped up in your feed. Sure,
No,
your
because I don't
Facebook
watch it.
algorithms line up.
I just
I
Googled this
literally
and all
do
my
not watch it.
algorithms are ruined. I hate
Oh
you
yeah,
all.
it's ruined for the rest of the week.
Because fun fact, when we record this, it's apparently what my wife does is watches that stupid show.
I like to watch shows like that with my wife because, like she said on the wives episode, I like to watch things that don't make me think because my brain is usually exhausted by the end of the day, and I just want to watch. Sometimes I just lay there with her and just watch the stupidest fucking television I can watch.
There's lots of
Because
things that don't make you think, like Ted Lasso is a good one. Watching one right now called Louder Milk.
yeah, I don't have Apple TV. I have a passionate hate for them. You know this.
So what do you have? New York free TV?
I have pretty much everything else. I have Netflix. I have Max. I have Peacock. I have Paramount.
Digital antenna.
I have like everything else but.
Well,
I don't
get
know. A
rid of
digital antenna
Max.
probably works really good in New York.
Yeah, get rid of
like
Max.
3 channels.
Get rid of Max and hop on Apple TV for a bit. You
Nah,
won't regret it.
Quick
I
message to
wouldn't.
everyone's wives really fast. If any of your husbands don't want to watch something or do something with you, give me a call. I'll do it. I don't care what it is. I'm available.
And what is your number?
4.
4.
From 1 to 10, he's a 4, guys. That's what we're going for.
I'm nothing
All right,
if not
so
self-aware.
I've been to New York a few times. I used to go there for my previous job. I hate it. I have to put that out there just so you know where I'm standing with it. How do you deal with all of the busyness of New York? Like, it never shuts the F up.
No, it doesn't. Well, that's why I live in the suburbs. Honestly, I couldn't live in New York, or at least I could. I don't mind the busyness. I kind of just ignore it when I'm there. But I couldn't raise kids there. I have a cousin who raised his daughter there, and to me it just boggles my mind. Like I remember going up there for a trip, and we were gonna go to the Bronx Zoo, and like we're running to catch a bus. I'm like, this is not my lifestyle, dude. Like I don't want to be running to mass transit. I don't want to be doing this. And then funny enough, we criticized him at one point because he was worried about like the snake in Harry Potter and watching that too young of an age. But then, like a year later, he's like, "Yeah, she can go on the subway when she's like 8." I'm like, "What? She can't watch the snake in a Harry Potter movie, but you trust her on the subway in the middle of New York at an 8-year-old? Come on." But no, I couldn't. I couldn't. I'm in the burbs and I love the burbs. I love being far enough from the city where I don't have to deal with too much traffic, but close enough where that if I ever wanted to experience what the city has, or go watch a show, go to like Gotham Comedy Club, or do something, have a date night with the wife in the city, it's possible.
Speaking of Gotham, what is your obsession with Superman?
I love Superman.
Yeah, why? Out of
Why?
all
Okay.
out of all superheroes.
Hold on. Superman's not in Gotham.
No, but Gotham reminded him of Batman, who he thinks is superior to all other heroes. Anyway,
He's not superior. He's not superior. He's just better than Superman.
That's the definition of superior.
He's not the best superhero out of all of them, is what I'm saying. He's just better than
doesn't mean the
Superman.
best, it just means better than.
yeah, better than something else.
He is superior to Superman. Okay, yes.
Superman, I think I related to a lot as a kid. Not obviously the superpower side.
Because he's white.
Not because he's white. I think being
He
an
has
only
hair?
child, there were definitely moments where I felt like alone. You know, I've always had family members that had their own siblings. I had, friends that had their own siblings. So I just had moments of loneliness, and I can like Superman always had that because he was the last of his kind. Obviously, that's a bit of an extreme for me because I had family, I had friends, I had all that other stuff. But there was just something about that that I guess I connected with. And then I had shows like the great Justice League shows of our childhood.
Yeah.
And then in high school, I had Smallville. I actually really liked that show. Bruce
Wayne was alone, people would argue.
Yeah, that's because his parents were murdered, though. I didn't have that.
And Superman didn't have parents.
Yeah.
His parents were murdered too. The planet got exploded.
Yeah, that's true. But like he grew up more humble. Like he didn't have billions of dollars in his bank account to support him.
He lived in an ice castle.
That's his own fault. He didn't have. Oh, Superman. Never mind. Yeah, that.
Very humble. He has a full fucking castle, but he's humble.
It's called the Fortress of Solitude. He's so
thank
catchy.
you.
And he didn't have that his whole life. It's not like he grew up there. He grew up in Kansas.
Also, how lonely can you be when you could just keep yourself company with laser eye beams? It's fine.
Well, if you watch the show Smallville, he learns his laser eye beams through puberty.
Oh.
That's where the heat comes from.
It comes from his testicles? Is that what you're saying?
That seems like that's where it originates, yes.
Wow. All right.
Was he
I'm
just
sorry,
going at it one day and blew off the roof?
In the show, he gets those feelings, and I think he blows up a haystack.
That's an interesting time to get those feelings.
It was a very interesting way to introduce that power in that show.
Was he looking at a cow?
No, he was looking at his crush.
In a hay field?
I think it was at his farm she was visiting, and he just blew up a haystack nearby. I can't remember the episodes. It's been a long time.
Of Solitude.
Yes.
Yeah, because he was so lonely with his girlfriend.
That's his bat cave. His Fortress of Solitude is just his bat cave.
Oh.
It's not his home.
Then why have it?
Why does Batman have a bat cave?
It's under his house. It was
Do you even know how he got his Fortress of Solitude, by the way? Do you even know how Fortress of Solitude came to be?
No, I'm just ribbing on him. Tell me.
It wasn't even. He didn't even have it until his older years because it was a gift from his father.
Yeah, a gift from his father.
On Earth.
Yes. They knew where they sent him.
So how did his father give it to him? Did he survive the sun blowing up?
Go watch Smallville and go tell us when you're done.
No. I'm not gonna watch
it's not the first time they visited the planet before.
Superman is dumb.
Very intelligent alien life.
While we're on the note of Superman, I'm going to ask a more obscure question. Which color kryptonite is your favorite?
I guess, I don't know, blue. Because it's my favorite color, but also it also neutralizes him to human form.
My favorite one.
It allows him to be human.
I like the pink one the best. Do you remember what the pink one does? Is it just me?
Might just be you.
It changes Superman's gender. And I think it's hilarious.
Oh, that one's a weird one.
It is a weird one. That was a really weird comic book.
So if you had a dog, would you name it Crypto? Would it be white?
If it was a white dog, I'd consider it. Depends on the dog, but I wouldn't pick the dog at this point. My kids would pick it.
Or
I
would you
don't
name
want a
it?
dog. My kids do, but I'm like, no, I'm the one that's going to end up taking care of it. So the answer is no.
That's not nice.
It's factual, though.
Just do
It
what
is.
Shannon
I'm going
does.
through that right now.
Make your daughter clean up the poop. It's the same thing as Shannon.
No, she knows what the poop looks like, and she'll go out and identify it and point at it, and I'll be like, "Yeah, that's it. Pick it up," and then she'll just say no, and then I
See?
end up doing it,
Exactly.
which is okay because I love the dog, kind of.
Yeah, but you only have two. I have four.
2 dogs? No, I have 1 dog and a cat.
2 kids. Well, there you go. You have your 4 kids now. You've caught up.
Yeah,
Fun
I'd say
story.
that the cat is the oldest.
Fun story. Shannon's dog wasn't potty trained until I did it.
Ugh.
And it only took me an hour.
It's because Shannon's a pushover, and we all know it.
I'm taking credit for that, Shannon. I know you were
love you,
mad at
Shannon.
first.
I don't even remember what time you're referring to, but okay. Kenny's super potty trainer extraordinaire.
Super potty trainer extraordinaire. Cat and dog
5K.
whisperer.
5K.
So, when did you first realize that you were going to be bald?
I guess I should have known my entire life. My father's was bald.
And you're just in denial?
No, I wouldn't say denial. I know what I have. It's just more like I don't want to upkeep a bald head. It's actually easier to just upkeep what I have.
So
I
have
heard
you,
that the baldness gene came from the mother.
See, and I heard that too, but my mother's side actually has hair, so I don't know how much I believe that.
the mother's father?
I mean, how many mothers have you seen that are actually bald? Like, I don't think they.
The mother's father, yeah.
I don't understand genetics. I'm just
Yeah.
throwing out rumors that I think are funny.
Have you
It's a
tried
myth.
hair regrowth product?
I think I tried Rogaine for like a year, and I was like, this is a waste of money, and I stopped.
We're not going to get any plugs from Rogaine now, thanks.
I mean, this was a, I don't know, 10-year-old formula, 12-year-old formula. Who knows?
We might be able to get Keeps though.
Actually, my brother-in-law uses either Keeps or Hims, and he's actually working for him.
Josh, what do you do for fun outside of baseball?
I don't think I do anything else for fun. No, I do this.
Love
This
is
is
blind.
probably the biggest thing I do outside of baseball with my kids. This is my me thing. Even though baseball's for me too. I'll admit I live a little vicariously through them, but no, this is probably my more me thing. Just hanging out with you guys, chatting it up.
Well, now I gotta fucking quit. Just out of spite. I don't do this. I can't be somebody else's fun.
It's not like you had the opportunity to live near us and chat with us every day, like across the street. Dick.
I did for a while. I'm sorry we all left you, Shannon.
Every single one of you. It felt like flies, like all within a year. I think Haskell started it, douche.
So, Josh, if you would go on vacation, what's your ideal vacation spot? I'm saying if because I know you haven't had a vacation and you're not going to have another one for at least 16 more years.
We actually have a slight vacation coming up this July. We're just going upstate.
Last year.
No, we're going upstate. It's a lot cheaper than flying out to Colorado. Ideally, it'd probably be just letting go and actually going to the Dominican Republic. I love it down there. The beaches are clean. It's beautiful. The water's warm. It's like the only beach I go to. You can even ask my wife. I hate the beaches here. Maybe I'm a bit of a bougie person, but I'll go to the beaches here and I'm like, these are gross. There's shells everywhere. There's bottle cans. It's just disgusting in comparison to like a beach in the Bahamas.
How many times have you been to DR?
Oh, the last time I was there was probably actually before we had JD, so 13 years ago. But before that, I used to go every like 4 or 5 years as a kid.
JD was conceived there, is my guess.
No, he was actually conceived after I came back from Portland and she came back from a visit to New York.
When you go to the DR, like, are you there to visit family? Do you just kind of go solo as a vacation destination? Like, how does that play out?
I couldn't go without visiting family.
Mhm.
I wouldn't hear the end of it. They ask me every time I talk to them, when am I coming to visit? And they're always willing to like help me fly out there. So if I said, hey, I want to come out there, and I got like 80% of the way there, they'd find a way to give me the other 20%. They're like, oh, what do you need? Like 2 more tickets? We'll pay for that. Or you need a hotel stay while you're here? We'll pay for that. Like when we were last out there, me and Allie went out there. We hung out at my dad's house for a while, and then we were at a resort for like 2 nights. Just so that we had our time.
Do you ever ask their question of like, hey, when are you going to come visit? Do you ever say, when are you going to come visit me?
Yes and no. Like we have this privilege of easily getting like visas into other countries that other countries don't have that luxury that we do. So for them to come, it's actually a lot harder. My dad actually had residency here for a while because him and my mom met here in New York. But like, because he went back and he lost that residency, like for him to get a visa is like nearly impossible, because in most cases when people get a second chance to like go to the States or go anywhere else, they don't come back. So countries are very hesitant to like just give them the opportunity to go again. So he hasn't come back since whenever he lost it, but his current kids and his wife came to visit and we got to see them and we hung out with them.
If they offer it up, I say go for it. You don't want to regret not having time with them.
Yeah.
So if they offer it up, I would say go. You want your kids to meet your family.
Yeah, my eldest have met my grandfather. He's the last grandfather on either side that's around. Great grandfather to them.
All right, I got to change topics for a minute. I got to revisit something that Allie told us when she was on the cast last year. Yeah. How did your obsession with Dragon Ball Z start?
God, you're on that too.
Oh, man.
Was it the screaming? Did that do it for you?
No, I think one of my friends, I'm trying to remember which one, back in like middle school got me into it, got me started on it, watching Toonami late at night. It almost felt like something I wasn't supposed to do. It was like, yeah, I'm watching Toonami at 11 o'clock at night in New York just to watch Dragon Ball and all these other like anime shows. And I think I just got the relation between, I guess, Goku and Superman are very, very similar. So I think that just got me into it as well. And from a childhood perspective, I remember watching those, and then they came out with a more recent iteration of it, and I was like, oh, it's on Hulu. I like having a little show in the background while I work. Why not? I just got it back into it.
Who's a better father, Goku or Vegeta?
Vegeta's more my style.
I'm disappointed.
Goku's kind of not there ever.
Goku's so absent. He's such a bad father.
Absent. And even though Vegeta's around, he's kind of a hard ass, which I kind of like, because he's like, you want to be great, kid? Then do it. Be great. Otherwise, get out of my face.
Is that how you parent?
To a degree. I try my best not to let my kids have half-ass things. Or if they make commitment, I'm like, you're finishing your commitment. You made a commitment, you're finishing it. Like I remember Derek signed up for wrestling. He wanted to try wrestling. And like with 3 weeks left to go, he's like, I think I'm done. I'm like, nope, no, you're not. You made a commitment. You're getting your ass over there and we're getting it done. You finish out what you started.
Even your daughter?
Even my daughter.
She doesn't have you wrapped?
I can't. She has my wife wrapped around her finger. So even if I wanted to like take it easy on one of my kids, I couldn't.
So you have to be the bad parent. Every
single time. And that's actually the agreement we have, though. I'm the hard ass and she's the support system.
No.
It sucks sometimes because sometimes I want to be the support system, but at the same time, I'm like, nope, someone's got to be the hard ass here.
You gave her the easy way out.
I did.
I do it with Allie too. Allie can hardly ever be the bad guy.
Yep.
Which child are you the easiest on just naturally? Like, which one do you have to put the least amount of hard assness into?
Recently, it's probably been Josh. I think he's older, he's maturing, but he's also hard on himself. He's actually like gotten to that point. I remember being a hard ass on him a little bit early on, especially about doing his homework, getting his shit done. I'm like, get your homework done, then you can do whatever the hell you want afterward, but that has to get done. And, you know, and he gets it done. Like, I don't worry about him anymore for schoolwork or anything like that. I know it's getting done. You know, I'm starting to notice that with Derek as well. Like, you know, I was a hard ass on him and he just gets his stuff done. He'll take like a lot longer because he gets distracted by everything. He reminds me of myself. Like, if there's something I don't want to do, everything is easily a distraction. Like, oh, look, there's the TV's on. Oh, look, Mason, you want crackers? Okay, I'll get it for you. I'm like, I'm here. I can get it. Go do your homework.
How old is he now?
Derek is 9.
No, Josh.
12.
Keep him away from haystacks.
We don't need the laser beam sprouting.
We have a whole different discussion if I see a laser beam shoot out of his eyes.
Did you say shoot out of his ass?
Shoot out of his eyes.
Oh. That's a different power.
What was your backup plan if IT didn't work out?
IT is my backup plan. But
what was the primary plan?
I was a kid. I wanted to be a baseball player. I wasn't skilled enough. No,
Okay, what were the realistic plans?
IT. I don't know if I really had another plan outside of that. Yeah, I think I was just going to go for it and see what happens.
What sprouted your interest in IT?
I kind of just became the go-to person around my family. I liked poking around with it. I messed around with the computer at night, with the internet, even though most of my time was in AOL chat rooms. I just liked playing with it.
With haystacks.
ASL, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Did you meet any nice friends in the AOL chat room?
I definitely met a undercover cop at one point. I thought I was flirting with a girl, and then when they found out how old I was, they were like, "Oh, never mind. This guy's actually young," and they moved on and blocked me. And I think they were just trying to catch predators in chat rooms.
When you try to catch predators, but then find out you're the predator.
Yeah, they're like, never mind. Get
Block
out of
them
here.
immediately and run.
I remember growing up how scary they tried to make that seem. They're all like, you could be talking to a person like this, and then showing us like a picture of someone like Pat, and we're all like, oh no!
They tried to do that with me, and I was in the chat rooms, and I ended up meeting this really nice girl from Puerto Rico who showed me her underwear, and I was like, hey, this is kind of nice. The internet was weird.
It was very weird.
And 12-year-old Kenny was like, hey, this is fun. And then all of a sudden, laser beams.
Haystacks.
Then you just needed a new monitor.
My grandma
Giant
was
CRT.
very upset about that use of the dial-up internet. Well, I think that kind of brings us to the end of this interview, Josh. Is there anything else you want to share before we wrap it up?
Anything new to share? No. No, I'm enjoying this process, learning with you guys, playing around with this, seeing where it goes. Can't wait to keep you doing this. And I know we kind of decided to do this because we realized, you know what? Our viewers don't really know us. So I'm trying to become more and more of an open book. Ask what you will. Coke, easy.
Favorite
Though my
fruit?
wife has Pepsi. What's that?
Favorite fruit?
Favorite fruit, mango.
Guilty pleasure?
Motorboating?
I'll leave it at that one.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
The Orville. I don't really like Star Trek or Star Wars.
You could say neither. It's fine.
I'm gonna say the Orville. That's pretty funny. I like me some Steph.
Alex
Favorite
Brosside.
breakfast cereal.
I'll say Frosted Flakes. Like
I'm so glad that I overlapped Shannon on that one.
I did not
Jesus.
hear that at all.
Ali's Bros Eyes.
A handful.
Hold on, better. Your bra size.
Just one? Seems we're like mountains left for my phone.
A minus.
Hers or yours?
Mine.
Oh.
Well, this has got a little too far. That wraps up this episode of Life in Cyber. Be sure to click the like and subscribe button, ring the little bell, leave us a little comment, share with your friends that are interested in this kind of debauchery, I guess. We'll see you all next week.